Okay, Metroid. So, the new trailer just came out for Prime 4. We've been waiting for so long, and it's finally here. And Metroid is one of my favorite series of all time, so I've been waiting with particularly bated breath for this one. Okay, let's see, fuck. I got 2 playthroughs in Zero Mission, I think 3 in Fusion, definitely 2 or 3 in Dread, and several hours combined in Super, Samus Returns, Prime 1, and Federation Force. So, yeah, I like Metroid a lot, and I think I have a pretty good grasp on what makes the series so goated. Okay, in the most basic of terms, Metroid is a series that is focused on maze-like designs and isolation. You're on your own in a massive, cramped, interconnected map, and you slowly work through that and gain new abilities as you go. It is niche on a baseline, and it's allowed to be niche and grow into better and better games with each one. Which is what makes Prime 4's lead up and trailers recently so odd, cause I saw them, and I have some concerns. On a baseline, I am scared for this game. So scared, in fact, that I'm taking a small break on the massive Metal Gear video I've been working on to quickly talk about it in this more casual video. Now, first off, this is not going to be a doom posting bed. I'm not going to be screaming to the heavens about how Metroid is fucked and Prime 4 is trashed or whatever. I am cautiously optimistic for this game, and I'm not going to sit here and hope for the new game in one of my favorite series to be bad after waiting so long. But that also doesn't mean that I don't have concerns, because I do, and I want to try to explain them very concisely, because if you are unfortunate enough to be on Twitter these days, you'd know that people are really fucking annoying when it comes to Nintendo discussions, because you got your bootlickers saying you're miserable if you so much as give a single concern or problem with something, and then you got the Doom posters that act like you just shot their dog when the funny Mario Kart game is different from the one almost 10 years ago. Basically, I'm just casually yapping because I really like Metroid and also need a break from working on Metal Gear and college for weeks. So, first concern, we're bitching about the bike, or the use of vehicle segments. That's not really something Metroid has done, you know? Having rideable vehicles and specific segments for it. Now, it's not that that could never work, it's just an odd choice. We've spent the entire series basically on foot through maze-like environments, and now we got a bike. So having a vehicle to ride doesn't really feel like it would fit in the standard big maze design of the series. Again, not that it couldn't work, it's more of a problem of where would it even fit? And that leads to my second concern, and this is a big one. Openness. See, we saw in the trailer there's this desert for you to explore with the bike. It's big, it's expansive, it seems to be taking a more open zone kind of design, like the stuff you saw in Sonic Frontiers or in MGS5. And for a series like Sonic, it works perfectly fine. Metroid should not have an open zone approach. Like, the entire appeal of Metroid and the Metroidvania style that it helped create is cramped, maze-like environments and designs, and for Metroid specifically, it's isolation through these maps. The feeling that you're completely alone in a hostile world, fighting against nightmares, and slowly getting more and more power to even the odds, that's something Metroid as a series does flawlessly. Whether that's on a mission alone, a space station overrun by a virus, homeworlds of extinct species, it's one of the main cores of Metroid as a series. There's like 5 cores. There's exploration, puzzles, combat, upgrades, and isolation. It's what makes Metroid Metroid and sets it apart from other space shooters around. Even the Prime games got it. So now, with that in mind, when you plop Samus into pretty much an open desert in broad daylight and give her a bike so you can do vehicle segments in that open space, yeah, that doesn't really feel like Metroid. That feels more like Halo to me. And the weird part is that the mazes are still there, and the traditional Prime gameplay that we've seen looks fucking amazing. But then they cut to this desert with the bike, and it makes me wonder if you need to drive over to each area, and I hope that's not the case, because that's what MGS5 did with its open world, and the open world was literally the worst part about that game. And then you got sidekicks and shit in the actual areas like this goober, and I'm wondering what they're even trying to do with all this. Like, okay, this nerdy guy doesn't seem like a bad character. From what I've seen, I like him. But also, why is he here exactly? I know Prime 2 had NPCs to talk to sometimes, but the sometimes is the big factor here. When you're having cutscenes with this dork and he spouts his funny lines as you're learning the controls, and we see Samus with a lot more people, and then boom, you don't really feel isolated in this new place, and that's kinda how a Metroid game should make you feel, you know? Look, I know this guy is in the beginning of the game and probably doesn't appear again, and the fact that Prime 4 is trying new things isn't the problem. Hell, the series itself has done a lot of things to shake shit up. Like Fusion, that was built on a main hub that connected you to different, smaller mazes, with the hub itself always changing around the story, and it was amazing. Samus Returns introduced the parry system, and that aided a ton, helping it flow more nicely. And Dread had a free aim mode, which further aided combat, and the Emmys, unkillable stalker enemies that pushed the game more towards horror than ever before. And Dread is one of the best Metroid games ever made. It's fantastic. Hell, Prime 3 had Dark Samus and Fusion had SAX. The difference is that all those other games had new shit that enhanced the already amazing Metroid gameplay. It added to the isolation, made everything feel so much more dangerous and tense. It helped showcase how each upgrade was making you stronger. It made these really tense, serious moments of slowly hiding or intense chases throughout the map. Prime 4's new shit doesn't really do any of that. You can ride around in an open world type thing with your motorcycle, and you got buddies you can vibe with who are doing the same mission you are. And man, like I said, this just doesn't feel like Metroid. It feels more like Halo to me, or Reboot Doom. And as good as those games are, Metroid isn't Halo or Doom, and it shouldn't be. It should be Metroid. And then you got all these people online that will say you're just being miserable for being concerned or worried. It's just Metroid fans being miserable and hating fun, when I bet that like half the people that are calling other people nitpicky will buy the game, realize Metroid is focused on puzzles and slow exploration and not action, and drop it within a month. And I'm not gonna say that all these changes were made to get a wider audience, that it traded the style and uniqueness of the series to appeal to people who just want a space shooter kinda like Halo instead of a Metroid game, but given the info we have, it's kind of feeling like that right now. And that makes me very scared for this game. Because imagine if we had a Switch 2 Metroid Prime game that took the atmosphere and gameplay of Metroid to heart. Like, the Switch 2 is a fairly powerful system, so imagine a giant, interconnected map that has the maze-like design, where you're completely isolated and cramped into space. That would be amazing! Like, reviewers and shit have already said that it's kind of just more Metroid Prime, so imagine if they went all into it and made something that lead even more heavily into what makes the series special. But right now, it just kind of feels like they're trying to fix a problem nobody really had. I'm not saying that this game won't be good or that it's ruined or anything. This is Metroid Prime after all. This will at the very least be okay. But it just kinda sucks that the current information we have is making it seem like the devs are trading what makes Metroid so unique and why so many people like me love it, and replacing it with something much more like Halo or the Doom reboots, as opposed to just letting it be a really good Metroid game. But yeah, that's kind of all I had. I just kind of wanted to make a more casual and chill video talking about it, as it's been on my mind for quite a bit. If you agreed with me, it's cool, you're cool. And if you didn't agree with me, you're still cool. I would love to hear other perspectives, as long as we can be civil and, normal about it. These are ultimately video games at the end of the day. Like, the most non-essential thing by definition. This is entertainment. We're talking about entertainment. So I would love to hear other discussions and just kind of see where everyone else's thoughts are. Am I being a pedantic bitch? Maybe. I am an idiot. Who knows? But yeah, that's kind of all I had. The Metal Gear video will come out soon, eventually, sometime. I'm still working on that, and it will come out. Don't you worry. It'll come out. I just needed like a small break, but yeah. Anyway, see ya.